times for fresh graduates.
Coronavirus disease, or COVID-19 for short, is an infection disease, which I believe that name is no longer stranger to the life of all human beings in this world today. The word of coronavirus become COVID-19 because CO stands for corona, V for virus, and D for disease. Formerly, this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus, as 2019 is the first year it was born into the world in China. But as it rapidly spread out to the world, in almost whole country on this earth is affected by this dangerous virus, because almost 4 million of people have died just from contracting the coronavirus. The countries that involved in this pandemic are very affected, causing the country's economy slow down very fast. This is dangerous because it is something that is not easy to rectify the country's economy, and even it involves a lot of high costs. Not only that, fresh graduates are also affected in placing themselves in the field of employment according to their respective fields, making underemployment and unemployment among graduates are on the rise due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A fresh or recent graduate is someone who has recently graduated from university with a master or degree title. They frequently have little to no experience, making them perfect candidates for apprenticeships, entry-level jobs, and internships. After graduation, years of fresh graduates, valid to be called as fresh graduates, are various. It can be depending on the age of the people you work with on a daily basis. I guess at least a year or possibly a couple of years, depends. As I told earlier, graduate unemployment is on the rise in a number of countries including Malaysia. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, it revealed the fundamental flaws in the economic transition. Here's some fact that according to the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, who is a global organization dedicated to develop better policies for a better life, they said that 25% of graduates in England and Northern Ireland were working in jobs that require a lower degree of education. And similar situations exist in Malaysia, where more than half of public university graduates earn less than what is expected of bachelor's degree students. This is because in Malaysia, it should be a new graduate's average monthly pay is RM2,450. It is a waste of a country's resources because the abilities and talents by the fresh graduates are not being fully used. When the COVID-19 pandemic strikes the world in the first quarter of 2020, this issue becomes even clearer. According to the Graduate Tracer study, approximately 60% of Malaysian graduates are still unemployed 1 year after graduation. Due to the pandemic, the proportion is projected to rise in the near future. Later on, let's hear the answers of 3 questions given. First, what students can do to improve their chances of finding employment after graduates? Second, why is it hard to get a job as a fresh graduate? And the last one, the opinion of what government and universities can do to help fresh graduates increase their opportunity to get a job after graduate.
What can students do to improve their chance of finding employment after graduates? Career planning and preparation should be occurred throughout students' academic studies. They do not need to settle on one area to pursue a way which they can change their directions. However, students should be sure to prepare for the long run for their lifelong careers or multiple careers. There is no doubt that you will have here a few stories about people being overqualified and underexperienced for their dream roles. But don't be scared of not finding job after college, as I have plenty of tips to help you to kickstart on your career after graduates. First tips is, give your job research. You may begin to start searching and applying for the latest graduate jobs, but before you do, you should spend some time on considering on what you want to do. Firstly, make a list of your skills, experience, and certificates. This will not only give you an idea of what you are qualified to do, but it will also act as a foundation of your resume. Then, make a note of your essential job search criteria such as the industry, location, and salaries. If you know what you want out of the job search, you will find the process more productive and successful. The second tip is be knowledgeable and proactive. One way you can do to demonstrate your potential is to draw attention to the broad knowledge of the company you are applying to, as this is something that all employers are looking for. If you mention relevant recent accomplishment or published article, for example, it shows that your interest on the company is more. Just because you are done with college, it doesn't mean that you should stop nurturing your skills. Not only does continuous learning will show the prospective employers that you are a productive individual, but it also gives you a competitive edge over your fellow graduates. The next tip is write a professional resume. Another way to boost your graduate job hunt is by create a resume that showcases your talent effectively. Firstly, think about the content and the structure of your resume. Since you are a graduate, your education should be your top selling point, so include this section near to the top of your resume, and also detail your employment history. If you don't have any work experience, you can alter the title of this section to read Project and Placement and details notable projects in and out college to compensate. The last tip is make the most of every opportunity. It's great to have either goal in mind when you are starting to do your job search. However, it doesn't mean that you should knock an opportunity because it doesn't fit the bill completely. If you have found a job that almost perfect, it's worth applying for the opportunities anyway. If you are successful, you may be able to negotiate the extras. However, if an application was unsuccessful, please don't assume that the door has closed. Make the most of this opportunity and ask if the employers have any work experience or shadowing scheme you could join instead.
Due to the impact of the epidemic, the performance of companies this year will also be affected. So, the job opportunities released will be correspondingly reduced. Final year students are understandably experiencing a lot of panic and uncertainty when it comes to their employment prospects as they will be graduating during the coronavirus pandemic. Here are the biggest hurdles fresh graduates face when applying for jobs. Firstly, high competition. The days when college and university were only accessible to the rich and elites are way over. Schools have become more affordable for everyone with students. With this, a lot of pressure was put on students to attend good schools, get good grades in order to get a good job. The result? The number of degree holders has increased, causing more competitions for the limited number of jobs available in market. The prestige that comes with graduating from a university with a perfect GPA has now become diluted. They are now facing a horde of bloodthirsty graduates fighting with their jobs. They now need something more than just a degree to get that first job. Secondly, no skill. They have to be good at something in order to contribute something of value to a company. By this, we do not mean your amazing skill for rushing a paper day before its due date. Students with computer, technology, and design skill will always be high in demand. Pick up this skill while they are still young, nimble, and a student. Make full use of the student's discount rate should want to learn new skill or language. Come, job hunting person. It's become apparent that a lot of fresh grads lack interview and have yet to perfect their resume writing abilities. Lastly, little or work experience. It's maybe disheartening for them to see job ads that highlighting junior roles requiring at least a year of work experience. Internship may provide you with the experience you need, but since many applicants have the same internship credential, the employer are no longer easily impressed. Being a fresh graduate in the middle of a pandemic is doubly challenging. Do not be discouraged. With the right attitude and sufficient credential, you will soon get a job that will jumpstart your career.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to answer the question number 3, which is, in my opinion, what government and universities can do to help fresh graduates increase their opportunity to get a job after graduate. In my opinion, in university, the lecturer have to encourage teamwork among students in teachers' essential social skill and improve the self-confidence. First, for teachers' essential social skill, teamwork teach essential communication and social skill such as active listening and effective speaking. When working as a team, students learn how to listen to their leaders and coaches in order to perform their individual roles. Students learn how to listen to one another in order to function as a cohesive unit. Teamwork teach students how to respectfully and confidently express their ideas and opinions effectively in a group setting. It's important for students to recognize that speaking is not the same as talking. Speaking is about understanding how to communicate with an audience. The way in which a student speaks to other group members demonstrates her level of understanding and respect for others. Next, to improve self-confidence. Teamwork teach students that their voice is respected and valued. Knowing that she will be heard helps build a student's self-confidence, encouraging further participation in group activities. This becomes a self-sustaining circle. Participation in teams activities teaches students how to be better communicators, which in turn help every member of the team feel valued and respected. As a result, even the most introvert and quietest members of the team can become active participants and learn to enjoy team's activities. The other point is business and university must share responsibility. Business must stop giving universities employability ratings based on the first job a graduate gets or the one they are in their 6 months after graduation. Instead, we should measure the advancement of graduates early in their career through promotion and upward move across sector and road. Business will then have a better picture of how universities are doing and how much value higher education is adding to the workplace. Responsibility for filling this gap in knowledge must be shared between business and university, with awareness on both sides of complexities of the other. Employers are not seeking changes in higher education provision that will risk losing specialist knowledge, but they want educators to pay more attention to research showing which skills are needed by different sectors and to respond quickly to it.
As conclusion, unfortunately to say that COVID-19 situation is deteriorating as the pandemic causes a global health crisis. More graduates are likely to be out of work for an extended period of time. Despite the detrimental effects of COVID-19 on the economy, graduates can still earn money by participating in the gig economy. Nonetheless, they must inculcate certain abilities required by the industry. But if the graduates did not take the opportunities to improve their skill and knowledge, it is such a meaningless initiative. To recap back, there are many efforts that actually students can do to improve chances to get a job, but 4 things to highlight are: must focus on your job research, must be productive and knowledgeable person because most employers are looking for these abilities towards their employees. Then your resume also must be accurate and professional, and lastly, make the most of every opportunity and chances. Don't waste it. However, even the efforts has been made by the graduates, there must be a reason why fresh graduates are still unemployed during this pandemic. Three most reasons are high competition among fresh graduates, especially degree students, just a little or no work experience at all about the job because most of the employers want employees that already have skills related to the job. And the last one, because of the fresh graduate have no skill which is no advantages of hiring if they can't do or contribute something to the company. Then actually government and university itself can help this fresh graduate to get a job by having a training program in order to give experience and improve their soft skills. Then business and university must share the responsibility and also encourage a teamwork between the both parties. Suggestion for the fresh graduates: they should put a high effort on finding a better job of themselves even in this pandemic. Don't give up. And sometimes don't being so picky. Learn how to dodge from any excuse. This is because it is important as for their life in the future. Jacob Geldecke once said, opportunities are always everywhere. Learn to see and create them. The pain of COVID-19 era will end. Maybe not now, but soon. It is hoped that future graduates will be able to find suitable work for themselves or start their own business even if they've been unemployed for more than a year. I believe that this generation will think deeply and find a way to create a better life of themselves and also the country because they are the generation that will manage the country in the future. Good luck, Malaysia!
Thank you for watching.